Hello and welcome to the Edu-Leaders Show on the Bulletin, where we bring you the latest insights and trends from the world of education. I'm Jessica, and I'm excited to guide you through this episode. We have an esteemed guest joining us, Mr. Aakash Khandelwal, founder member of Delhi Public School, Amritsar, shared his insights on the evolving role of education in the 21st century. He emphasized the importance of preparing students with digital skills, value-driven education, cultural awareness, and inclusivity. He also highlighted the need for skill development from an early age to align with students' interests and prevent burnout. Now, let's move directly into our interview. Over to you, Rumani. Let's hear what Mr. Aakash Khandelwal had to say.
We have with us a very special guest today. He is Mr. Aakash Khandelwal, founder member, Delhi Public School, Amritsar. So, welcome to the summit, sir. And how's your experience being here?
Yeah, good, and enjoyed the complete day here at the conference, and it was quite an enriching and interactive meet today, and it happened in Amritsar. That was so special.
Absolutely, sir. Amritsar is a land of culture and heritage, and that's what our theme spoke about. So, what are all the key takeaways you had from this session, and what are your inputs that we should inculcate in the education sector of today to get the better outcomes?
I think because we are at the cusp of another educational revolution, and actually this has to come through school leaders, educators, and principals, management. They're all the stakeholders. And the schools of 21st century, because they are shaping up the minds, and they have to prepare the India as a Viksit Bharat, as our Prime Minister says so openly and in a very clear message. So we have to prepare, and that is our responsibility as educators to prepare on both on digital skills, on value driven skills, on cultural skills, as you talked about, on diversity and complete inclusivity. So there has been, these are the challenges which educators are facing in a digital age. But of course, if we are grounded, and because India is very rich on on talking about the complete, let's say we talk about on faith, on religion, on diversity all across, on philosophies. So if all amalgamated, I think we can create a very holistic individual for tomorrow.
Absolutely, that's right. And one of the certain factors that are needed to create the individual of tomorrow is the skill. So, what your school has been doing to, inculcate the kind of skills that are required in the, industry today and on the 21st century, learners, so that they can be, cope up with the environment that they're being raised in.
I think because today's children, they don't learn only through through print text, and they are into their auditory learners, their visual learners, their experiential learners. So we have been doing, and as a team, we have been experimenting post-COVID rather by creating learning studios. Where it's all because if you go back to UNESCO's Dakar framework, and that says very clearly learning by doing. So I think that is what the NEP also says, and it emphasizes very strongly. And you were talking about on skill development, where already the current government and the previous in the regime as well, the last government also worked very closely on the skill development mission. So I think skill needs to be addressed as part of the vocational training on the aptitude side, on the interest side, from the very beginning when the child is growing up and is more cognitively trained to handle that kind of a skill scenario, than to only test the child and make him very competitive, and maybe then we see the burnout at very early stages. We have seen recently in Kota what happened. So to avoid all that that kind of development and challenges, we need to see that okay, we give the right skill, right interest, and the right environment. So that is very important.
Absolutely right, sir. And to have this kind of environment around, we need more parents to be more responsive and more understandable, so that there, the child can have the free will of what courses he wants to enroll in, and don't justify that only he will take science or he will take medical, and the skills have to be made a major point in the overall growth of his journey, and not only he's successful only when he's an engineer or a doctor. So I think parents role has to be something more concrete and responsible.
Actually, if you see, we are into formal education sector and well regulated by the state authorities. There is a parallel sector which has come up in the last 30-40 years, which are trying to supplement the competitive preparation, and because they feel that okay, the success in any competitive exam is the real success, and that has been very wrongly communicated, and they have programmed the parents of today and yesterday, the previous last 10 years, who have been into that their children have been into going to schools, that the success can only come through engineering or a medical stream. So, and this is not true. There are multiple careers which are coming up in India, and a lot of industries are entering which are looking for a AI trained, and rather they are not looking for degrees, they are looking for skills. So now diploma or a program with number of skilled hours in a given environment, any lab, I think like Makers Lab we see that is being set up now in most of the metros where parents can scan. So I think that can really bring in a new, era of workers and innovators and entrepreneurs, because a country needs more entrepreneurs to create more jobs. So like what we have been saying, so that we should not be job seekers, we should be job creators. So that has to come from the school side, and that has to come from the planners, and then we can solve this issue very, very effectively all across.
Absolutely. And I'm very sure that with educators like you around, we'll surely be able to, have a more a better approach towards, what the future of a child is. Thank you so much, sir, for being here.
Thank you. Thanks, and thanks for for this interactive session and taking our message across.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this enlightening discussion. We hope you found it as insightful and inspiring as we did. Save the number 8534845670 and send "Hi" on WhatsApp for updates on the Edu-Leaders Show, featuring inspiring interviews from the education sector.